champ. Sophie Cunningham this season has cemented herself as the second biggest star in the WNBA, right behind Caitlin Clark. She's carved out her own section of the fan base, her own section of fandom. Sophie Cunningham has been getting massive support ever since she joined Indiana Fever. And over the last month and a half or so, Sophie Cunningham has really hit a new stratosphere. From the point, going to the UFC event, what she said about sports, men not being in women's sports, the All-Star game, her shoes selling out.
The entire building froze when Sophie Cunningham grabbed the microphone, climbed straight onto the wooden bar counter, and unleashed pure mayhem. Hours after a grueling win on the court, nobody expected a professional athlete to completely ditch the celebrity playbook and ignite an absolute frenzy among everyday fans. It took exactly one viral video clip to send shockwaves through the locker room, leaving teammates stunned, and the front office completely speechless at what just went down.
Indiana Fever fans got very lucky at this bar after celebrating an Indiana Fever win last night. They go out to the bar. They go to get a couple of drinks. And lo and behold, who is there proving that she is the people's champ? Sophie Cunningham is there. Not only that, Enes Kanter Freedom gives an interview with Bruce Pearl. Enes Kanter, or Inez Kanter, or Anessa Kanter. I'm not exactly sure. But she gives an interview with Bruce Pearl and credits Sophie Cunningham for her courage. Let's get right into it, shall we?
The Indiana Fever had just secured a hard-fought 98-87 victory over the Dallas Wings, keeping their late-season surge rolling with an incredible 8 wins in their last 10 outings. While most players retreated to quiet hotel suites or luxury lounges to recover, Sophie chose a radically different path. She walked straight into a local Indianapolis country bar, caught everyone off guard, and immediately turned a standard post-game night into a legendary event.
From playing a Fever game to randomly showing up at a bar and singing courtesy of the red, white, and blue with the fans, she's truly the freaking best.
Witnesses inside Clayton's country bar described the scene as surreal. Fans were enjoying post-game drinks when Sophie suddenly appeared, showing zero interest in hiding behind security guards or VIP velvet ropes. Instead of seeking privacy, she jumped right into the middle of the crowd, grabbed a cold drink, and proved within seconds that she considered herself one of the people, rather than an untouchable superstar.
That she has in Indiana, and these goofballs in the front office really only gave her a 1-year deal. Wow. You can't make this stuff up. The Indiana Fever this offseason need to do anything that they can do to retain Sophie Cunningham's stardom. From a pure business standpoint, they need to continue the gravy train of Caitlin Clark and Sophie. Continue that gravy train of Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. If you can move Lexi Hall to free up some money, you move Lexi Hall as fast.
That was the exact moment things escalated into overdrive. With the crowd roaring, Sophie climbed on top of the counter, belted out Toby Keith's patriotic anthem, and led hundreds of screaming supporters in an uninhibited sing-along. The raw energy inside the venue shattered the traditional boundaries between professional athletes and their supporters, instantly producing the most viral moment of the entire basketball season.
And Sophie, continue that gravy train of Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. If you can move Lexi Hall to free up some money, you move Lexi Hall as fast as possible. Sorry, Lexi. Sorry. You don't really perform for us. You don't really perform. You seem too into your makeup brand. You seem too much selling whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. But you're too busy doing other things. Sophie Cunningham, outplaying you on the bench, just outplaying with you. The Indiana Fever need to do what they can do to keep Sophie Cunningham. Love that she's having so much fun. My gosh, she is.
When the footage hit social media, it spread across the internet within minutes. Teammates, including marquee phenoms, woke up to millions of views and chaotic comment sections, asking how one player could generate such overwhelming organic passion. The league had spent millions crafting polished corporate public relations images, but Sophie obliterated that standard in a single evening on a bar countertop.
Bang. Is it wrong to have a girl crush on her, even if we're both straight? I love her. Yeah, Sophie Cunningham's turned into America's sweetheart, national treasure. She really is carving out her own individual fan base. She really has done a great job of carving out her own individual fan base, and you saw it with her shoe selling, with her player exclusive selling out. You saw it instantly with her player exclusive selling out. I'm sure XXXY Athletics is seeing it as well with all of the sales that they've had since Sophie Cunningham's comments from that interview were publicized.
This explosive nightlife appearance only accelerated what insiders are now calling an unprecedented rise to stardom. In a matter of weeks, Sophie established herself as arguably the most magnetic personality in women's basketball, carving out a fiercely loyal personal following that rivals the biggest names in the sport. Her unapologetic persona has created a cultural movement that is reshaping how players connect with real fans.
It's funny. Sophie Cunningham belts out patriotic classic at Indiana bar after Fever win. Sophie Cunningham went from the hardwood to the bar top on Friday night. Hours after the Fever's 98-87 victory over the Wings, Cunningham went viral on social media after she climbed the top of the bar at Clayton County's Country Bar in Indianapolis and belted out Toby Keith's courtesy of the red, white, and blue as the crowd sang along. The performance came after Cunningham helped the Fever continue their late season surge with her 8th win in their last 10 games, giving her another viral moment away from the court. Oh, we got it.
The contrast between Sophie and the rest of the league is what makes this story so captivating. While many players actively shield themselves from the general public, Sophie intentionally tears down those barriers. She refuses to act like she is above the community that packs the arena, turning every public appearance into an unforgettable showcase of genuine authenticity and pure celebration.
Cunningham has made headlines of late after she addressed the topic of transgender athletes competing in women's sports. In a bombshell interview with ESPN last month, quote, "I got a lot of negative feedback about me hating trans. I'm like, I never once said that. I think that I'm here to extend love, but I also think that with love is truth, being honest, and I want to protect young girls in a locker room." Since then, we've had an NBA player come out and declare for the WNBA draft. Interesting. And here's Enes Kanter, one of those former NBA players, giving Sophie Cunningham the flowers that she deserves.
But I think this game gives you so much that you can use that as a message, and you can use your platform to be the.
Yet, Sophie's meteoric rise is about much more than bar parties and sneaker sales. Over the past several months, she has fearlessly waded into some of the most heated debates in modern culture, refusing to apologize for her personal convictions. Her willingness to speak out where other athletes stay completely silent has made her a polarizing, yet immensely respected figure across the sports world. In a bombshell national interview that rattled mainstream sports media, Sophie addressed the contentious debate regarding fairness and category integrity in women's sports. She made it clear that her stance came from a desire to protect the competitive future of young girls, directly confronting critics who attempted to mischaracterize her words or diminish her genuine perspective. Rather than walking back her statements when pushback surfaced, she doubled down with complete conviction, famously telling followers that she stands by every word she spoke. That uncompromising stance earned her massive praise from athletes, political figures, and millions of supporters who admired her refusal to fold under immense external pressure or media scrutiny. Prominent voices across professional basketball quickly stepped up to publicly defend her courage. Former players applauded her for using her platform to voice what countless silent athletes felt behind closed doors. They pointed out that scoring points make someone an athlete, but fearlessly standing for your core values makes you an unforgettable cultural leader. Her fearless attitude even provoked playful challenges from major sports veterans who joked about testing her toughness on the hardwood. While acknowledging her ironclad resolve, the broader basketball community recognized that beneath the vibrant personality and viral celebrations lies a fierce competitor who refuses to be intimidated by anyone or anything. This combination of unapologetic honesty and raw, unfiltered charisma has created an entirely new blueprint for professional athletes. Instead of maintaining a sterile, highly managed public persona, Sophie embraces her real identity, creating an emotional bond with supporters that goes far deeper than a standard box score or game highlight reel. Even the inevitable online detractors have done nothing to slow down her momentum. Whenever critics attempt to downplay her impact or mock her celebratory moments, the backlash is instantly drowned out by millions of supporters who view her as a refreshing breath of fresh air in an otherwise predictable and overly sanitized sports landscape. Her impact reached another milestone right on the eve of her birthday, proving that she is entering the absolute prime of her career, both on and off the court. With every passing week, her brand continues to expand into mainstream entertainment, drawing in casual viewers who previously had never watched a single professional basketball game. Brands and apparel companies are already reporting unprecedented surges in interest directly tied to Sophie's outspoken presence and viral public moments. Companies are realizing that partnering with an authentic, fearless personality drives far greater engagement than traditional, sterile corporate advertising ever could in today's hyper-connected digital world. Inside the Indiana locker room, the dynamic has permanently shifted. The electric partnership between the team's biggest stars and Sophie's magnetic energy has turned the squad into the most talked-about franchise in the country. Every victory is celebrated with passion, and every viral event further cements their status as must-watch entertainment. As the postseason push intensifies, Sophie's role as the heartbeat of the team will only become more critical. Her relentless drive on the hardwood, combined with her fearless leadership off it, provides the exact spark needed to transform a surging roster into an unstoppable championship contender capable of rewriting league history. When historians look back at this transformative era of women's basketball, they won't just remember the stats on the scoreboard. They will remember the fearless competitors who refused to hide, stood up for their beliefs, and celebrated directly alongside the fans who made their dreams possible. Sophie Cunningham proved that when you stay true to who you are, the entire world stops to watch.